Mm.
Hello, sir. Namaste, sir. How are you?
Namaste. Good. How are you?
I'm fine. So, what's happening last week? How was your last week?
It was pretty good.
How many events you had of anxiety, fear, frustration? Check it. This another person, F, is known as it is an AI. It,
Oh
re-
yeah,
it
yeah.
records my speech to the text.
Okay, cool.
So there is no other person except me and you.
Okay, cool.
So how many times you were into fear, failure, frustration, anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict?
I mean, I think unfortunately, I think there's periods of every day where it happens. Um, yeah.
Unfortunately, that happens. Buddha became a seeker in 1 hour only, looking into the four events: a sick
Mhm.
guy, an old guy, a dead guy was taken to the cremation ground, and a monk. Now, can you see the difference between the level of awareness of the mind plus the impurities present in the mind and his becoming a seeker? He was forced, pushed by his dad to enjoy all the pleasures and forget about everything. Even then, he became a seeker in 1 hour. 1 hour, maximum 1 hour, going into the streets of his dad kingdom, and his mind, receptivity, his level of awareness.
Mm.
And on the top of it, he returned home, he got married, he had the kids, and then he realized that his dad is not going to allow him to meditate in the kingdom because he wanted him to be the king. That is the reason he left the kingdom. And people make it a big noise that he left the kingdom, he left the luxuries. No, those luxuries and the pleasures were an obstacle that he realized. Think that is the way we have to think in the Eastern wisdom. It is no, oh, he was a prince and he left kingdom, so he did not do anything extra. When you think in that way, his mind was ready. His mind left all the pleasures because every pleasure hides the pain. That he realized. We realize that every source outside, whether it is a person or an event, is the source of pleasure. That is why, unfortunately, I'm repeating your statement. That is why, unfortunately, we have a moment of anxiety every
Mm.
day. I have completed your statement. So it is the mind, the way it is reflecting, it is projecting outside. So the projected pleasure hides the pain. Projected likes hides the dislikes. Projected success hides the failure. What will happen? Anxiety, duality, conflict, problem, failure, fear, long list. We have, perhaps we both might have seen thousands of dead people. Buddha saw only one dead. He became a seeker. Can you see the level of awareness? We may claim we are highly intelligent. Intelligent person may be a foolish person. It is not the question of being intelligent. It is the question of your awareness, how you perceive the world. Think how you perceive the world. I gave an example to you. No, I gave an example, I think, in the morning. Morning? Yes, or yes. Yeah. You see what happens. From where, we are little going deeper, where this anxiety reaction, etc., enters into our mind. A tiger is sleeping. Person A is sleeping. Person B is sleeping. Three people. One is tiger. Person A and person B is sleeping. Now you think that why these three people are sleeping and it's already a sunny morning. So first you go to the tiger and you wake the tiger up. How the tiger will respond? Tiger will say, good prey. Why? Why? Because the tiger's mind is programmed by the nature. What does it mean? It is impulsive, it is habitual, it is instinctive. That you did not wake him up, you are threatening his life. So he is in a terrible anxiety, and that is why he attacks you. So, what is the cause? Cause is the impulsive nature. Now we have a choice. The human beings have a choice. Person A, you wake him up and he starts fighting with you. So he is not less than a tiger. Person B, thanks God, you wake me up because my goal is awakening, and the sleeping and the unconsciousness is a curse for awakening. Thank you, my friend. You woke me up. I have now more time to practice and live into that awareness. Choice is yours. So the person A says, unfortunately, person B says, I'm lucky. I have an anxiety. Let me become aware of the anxiety, inquire it, reflect on it. When I reflected, I find that my mind projected some peace and happiness outside. There is nothing outside as far as peace and happiness is concerned. You reflected on it. Person A becomes the person B.
Which one is person A? The one that is okay with it or not okay with it?
Not okay. He starts fighting with you. Why you wake me up?
It just feels like if I have any of those emotions, it feels like a failure.
Yes. No, any emotions. Person B looks those emotions and reactions as an opportunity. My goodness, I'm living unconsciously, impulsively. Shed it, drop it. Let me start living consciously. Let me live with awareness. Thank you, my friend. You wake me up. In sleep, I could not notice it. In waking state, I can notice. Now I have an opportunity to change.
Yeah.
Person A is not at all worried about it. He is impulsive, he is reactive. He said, "Why the hell you wake me up?" But when we are 100% impulsive, then we are a tiger. We want to beat, we want to react, we want to. And the fourth person is Buddha. Why the fourth person is the Buddha? He was pushed, forced to enjoy all the pleasures. We are running after the pleasure. Big difference. He was forced. For 16 years, he did not know whether there is any death or not, whether there is any sickness or not. And when he started visiting the streets of his kingdom, he said, "Oh my goodness." So this thing happens. He saw the old guy and he said, "Now," he asked the driver, "so what about his sense organs and motor organs? Oh, they are now so weak, they cannot enjoy any pleasure. If the old guy wants to enjoy the pleasure, he will be in pain." Buddha reflected that all the pleasure and the pain outside is just a delusion. Let me drop it. And then he saw that, oh, body will die and body is enjoying all the pleasures. I am different than the body. Done. His mind is clear. Can we live into that state? We are a great seeker. So we are going to start this text, which helps us to understand the delusion which we think, which we live in the comfort zone, by which we live in the comfort zone. And we don't want to break that comfort zone. Fact is that they all are the movements of a delusion. And as long as we live in that delusion, we will continue to have the moments of anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict every day. Contemplate and reflect. Ask the question, why the hell every day I have this form of anxiety, fear, failure, frustration? Then why the hell I'm living? So when you ask the question, why the hell I'm living? Oh, I have an intense desire to live into that real self of the nature of peace and happiness. First statement. Okay, I made it. Okay, then what should I do? Oh, here is a practice every day. Here is the listening and learning. Here is the contemplation, reflection. I have a lot of work to do. Question is, am I doing it? Then I'm Buddha. I'm not doing it. I'm escaping it. What our masters are saying, animals are programmed by nature, impulsive nature. They are intelligent, but they don't have an intellect or a free will. So you go to the deer, deer runs away. You tell the deer, I have come here to love you. Come on. Tiger, can you be my friend? Forget about it. He kills you. Impulsive nature. We are programmed by impulsive nature plus our past impressions. Both are combined. So the intellect is polluted by the impurities of the mind. So the intellect thinks in the same way. What it thinks, oh, the source of happiness is outside, source of pleasure is outside. Now, here I don't become aware of it. I lose my awareness that the happiness, the source of the happiness is not outside. When I lose the aware, why I lose the awareness? Because I have already projected happiness outside. So first I project the happiness outside, then I start working for it. But the mind deeper inside is aware of it that the happiness is not outside. So I have a fear, failure, frustration, anxiety, anger, duality, reaction, a long list. This I do not understand. We don't need to have a very higher IQ. It's a common layman's understanding. But this layman's understanding, some are born seekers. You can include after 16 years, after all, the Buddha became a seeker. And then he got enlightened.
But it's not that common, I mean, because most people don't have common sense, because otherwise everybody would be a seeker.
Yes,
So it's
yes,
really, it's not for the layman.
yes. Majority of the people may be highly intelligent. They can get admission in MIT or Harvard or Ithaca or Cornell, but common sense is not there. That's why
Yeah.
the younger generation in these universities and colleges, many have committed suicide.
Why
common,
are they killing themselves?
common sense is not there. Self awareness is not there. Impulsive nature is at the peak. That impulsive nature of the animals have been translated into a social impulsive nature. What is that? Ah, I have to succeed. What do you mean by succeed? I should have $10 million. I will work there. My salary is less. My salary should be more, etc., etc. So why it should be more? Because I find the source of happiness is outside.
Yeah.
So we are working on the how the delusion takes place. And we have defined the delusion. What appears true is not true. The tiger feels that it is true. This young guy has come to me, wake me up to attack. But that is not true. You don't have that intention. So,
Mm.
so attacks. That is what we also do in our relationship. That I think it's better to stop talking, and I don't want to talk about this because that is hurting my comfort zone. Or honey, or anyone for that matter. So we don't want to get rid of the delusion. And if you don't want to get rid of the delusion, it will continue to come. That is why you said. So I said one thing, listening and learning, But before that, I told you Shanti mantra must be done every day without faith. It will take 10 minutes maximum in the morning and in the evening. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, let everyone be happy. Impulsive nature of the mind says no one is happy. We are not going there. Where we are going, everyone, may there be happiness for everyone. But no, but I intellectually understand this IQ will not work unless you practice it daily. This thought will translate, will assimilate it, digest it. Then only it will enter into the mind, and then it will raise your awareness. Why I'm saying we are not Buddha. So, in order to reach to that state of the Buddha, I have to do the practice. It took me 10 years to become a seeker. Then everything became so simple. 10 years. If I look back at my life, I was teaching, I was coaching, but still I saw that, oh, lot of dirt was there in the head.
Mm.
And every time the small dirt used to be expressed outside, it destroyed everything. And it used to take a week to get rid of that.
Mm.
But unless commitment has to be there, sincerity is there, oh, then it has to happen. It will happen. And that is why I created an aware model for you. Accept that I'm the real self. You have anxiety. On the other hand, there is another thought. Accept that I'm the real self. You have a fear. I accept I'm the real self of the nature of peace and happiness. What about this fear, failure, anxiety, and frustration? It belongs to the false self. Even when you can say this in your mind, emotionally, you have started the journey. But as long as you say, oh, almost every day I have couple of times I have this.
Mm.
Aware, the moment I accept, this impulsive mind is not going to accept that I'm the real self of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. You train your dog, you have a pet that's better. You train your dog even for 20 years. 20 years is the lifespan. But that impulsive nature cannot go anywhere. How do you know it? You show him the bite of the food. He doesn't love you. He is waiting the bite of the food. Even after 10 years of harsh training. Have you seen those police dogs? Once they perform it, you get a reward of the bite of the food. That is the nature of the impulsive mind. It must change to drop the delusion. So awareness, first acronym A is I should accept. Intellectually, I had understood, but in times of anxiety, I should say to myself, I should not forget it. Why I forget delusion? Simple delusion. I gave an example of the tiger. You love tiger, you approach the tiger, you wake him up to give him the food, and the tiger attacks and kills you. Delusion kills our Do you want to listen to something very harsh? That delusion kills us every hour, every minute, every day, every week, every month, every year until now. I have to start contemplation and reflection. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Everyone is the state of the is in the state of well-being. What is that well-being? Located in the real self. This body, mind, intellect, and ego can never achieve a perfection of the well-being. Why it keeps changing. Go to the doctor. Doctor says your blood pressure is almost normal. I have no problem with it, but your cholesterol level is high. No, but my blood pressure is normal. Yes, there is a bad cholesterol, then there is a good cholesterol. The doctor tries to make you understand. That logic doesn't work here. Think, contemplate, and reflect. You sit down, and then every day you contemplate and reflect and write down your reflection. Make a journal. Today, I had the anxiety. I recognized that on the true nature, I said to myself, experience the change. So that is the acronym A. W, withdraw. So when you start working that I'm the real self and why the hell I have an anxiety, you will find little calmness. So you are withdrawing, you are separating yourself. That is the word W. How? By contemplation and reflection. And then the time comes, another A, abolish. Now you recognize the delusion. You have an experience of the delusion. Delusion in ignorance, wisdom, and peace in wisdom. Instantly you get out of that anxiety and the fear. Abolish. AWA. R. So what happens when you follow the AWA? Next acronym comes the R. R means relax. You will find, you'll be amazed that from where the relaxation and calm has come, I did nothing. I was not running after anything. First time you experience, you have an experiential knowledge, that is wisdom. Oh, I'm relaxed. How come? I was in anxiety and now I'm relaxed. So when you are relaxed and calm and you have a cognition, this relax and a calm is coming from within, then you embody and embrace that nature. I cannot be like a tiger. I cannot be like a first person. Oh, second person is good. Oh, that is a good opportunity. First time you recognize this fear is a good opportunity to get rid of it by following the simple principles of Eastern wisdom. Person B, and then we are Buddha. And when we are Buddha, then you will find out that how the you will reveal, you will tell me that these are the challenges I have. Give me the practices, I will address these challenges and I will move ahead. You will never leave the journey. And we can only change by regularity, sincerity. First day you did it, and your mind says nothing happened. Tell the mind, I will continue even if nothing happens. For a week, you get some change, but your expectations are not met. You tell your mind, forget about, leave the expectations. I will continue to do it. Why I will continue? The way I go to the restroom when I have an urge, the moment I feel hunger, so I go and eat food. So I have to do this practice. That will change you and make you a seeker. Great seeker. You are already a seeker because we have been continuing the journey, no doubt. But we want to become a seeker of the order of the Buddha. So you want me to leave everything of this world and go to the forest? No. I told you, Buddha recognized and realized that his dad is not going to allow him to meditate. And that is why he forced him to marry. He had a kid, and in the midnight, he said bye bye to this entire world that causes the pain, pleasure, likes, dislikes. No, no, but should I have to leave? No. Only 1 hour every day you leave the entire world. Get rid of this world for an hour from your mind while sitting at your home. That is equivalent to becoming a monk. My master used to say, is it possible? Try this week. That, oh, I woke up at 6, so now 6:30, just think, I go into the washroom, yeah, okay. So, okay, washroom, and I'm free. I've taken a tea, yes, take it. Phone outside, dog outside. Why 1 hour? I do not belong to this world. What should I do? 10 minutes of the practice, listening and learning, contemplation, reflection, the longer practice of meditation. No, I still have 5 minutes. No, I'm not going to leave until 1 hour is complete. You do it for 4 weeks, in the fifth week, you are a different person. You go to the room saying that, like Buddha, I have left the world, I have said goodbye. Possible. 100% possible. Oh, I will make a program next year. It will not work. You have to make a program from today. It will not work. Is it possible? Is it not possible that I should spare only 1 hour? Buddha left the entire kingdom and he went into for 6 years of austerity. Regularly, I wake up at 4, from 4 to 6:30. No way. The world does not exist for me. Simple. Sometimes it goes up to 7. 7 is the last. Because after, around 7, 8, I have 7:30, I have to be ready. But 4 to 6:30, even now, yes. But why? Why? Why you eat every day? Why you go to the restroom every day? Why you sleep every day? Why you go to work every day? So people think as if, once we are awakened, it will be done. So once you have earned money, it is done. Once you slept yesterday, it is done. Once you went to the washroom yesterday, it is done. There you have a convenience. There you try to rationalize. It will not work that way. But I don't have that much of time. Once you start, you become a seeker, you will have the time. That hours of anxiety, fear, and duality, those hours are wasted, will be used here. Think. It will be used here. And because you have found the essence, you are living into that essence all the time. So every time you want to see, today I left the word, I will find something more. And every day I find something new revelation. Why? Because that real self is all pervading, it is infinite, it is eternal. 10 years ago, I had a different expression. Today, I have a different expression. You continue to evolve. Look at it. You have such a commitment, and now I won't say it is a commitment. It is like going to the washroom is not a commitment. Eating the food is not a commitment. No, your mind recalls you, remembers you. That is why we say mind is of two types, impure mind and the pure. Another way is to just become aware. Impure mind, anxiety, duality, conflict. I'm seeking something, expecting something. I can only meet my hunger if I eat chicken. Otherwise, I have lot of food available in the kitchen. The master says, leave this. This is seeking pleasure. It's a mental hunger. It's not the physical hunger. I only like to have vodka that will meet my thirst. That is delusion. Think. So the mind, now I recognize this is impure mind and this is the pure mind. So the impure mind will definitely, it will cause hangover. You continue to eat something that you like it, and today it is not available. So you are frustrated, you have an anxiety, you have a fear. My expectations outside, which I projected, did not meet. That is why I have anxiety, fear, failure, and frustration. Otherwise, there is no other reason. Give me another reason. So when I understand, when I have realized it, realize means I assimilate it. Intellect has sent this knowledge to the mind. The mind did not send its impurities to the intellect. Did you understand this point?
Yeah.
The mind did not send the impurities to the intellect, blaming, complaining, reacting. Do you see that? After so many sessions, you are still into anxiety. I will challenge this beer guy. No, challenge your mind. Allow the intellect to work on the mind. That is the way to a seeker proceeds to experiencing. Oh, I can realize impure mind, first I have to drop you. I need not to challenge anyone. I need not to seek anything. Mind, why you are still into anxiety. I am the real self. You started the journey. Then you contemplate and reflect. I'm saying simply you think in this way. Even thinking in this way, take your anxiety, fear, and failure away. Why I say so? I have experienced it. Not once, millions of times. That is why I have created that acronym. So the pure and the impure mind. Bhaj Govindam. A little bit of introduction to this. I've given many introductions, but different ways. When we explain differently, your mind may be inspired and motivated, and sincerity will go up. So you see, the very first verse gives the entire message, and that we will understand in detail. But let us have something. What it says: Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Mudhamate, Tannahite Samprapte. And then there is another word I forget, Dukran Karani. Now, the two-line verse has three masses or four masses. So let us take. First, he says, recognize and realize the real self. So in aware model, I should become aware that I'm the real self in moments of anxiety, duality, conflict. Why? Because somewhere deep inside my intellect, I'm aware because the cause of my anxiety, failure, frustration is the delusion. But the intellect forgets that knowledge. Why it forgets? Because mind has created a tremendous pressure because of its impurities. So the first line, recognize and realize the real self. It is sung. It is sung like a poetry in a poem or a song. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Mudhamate. Second mass is here. The master points to a specific group of people, not to us, but it may be us. Just think of it. What he says, Bhaj Mudhamate, O foolish people. He is addressing foolish. Recognize and realize the real self. Recognize and realize the real self two times. Then he says, Oh, foolish. Third line, third message. Why the hell you are still living into anxiety, duality, and a conflict? Why you have been continuing this? This is the three messages in the first verse. So he's very hard to our ignorance, to our impure mind. So we have to understand what it means by foolishness. We become sometimes fool impulsively. I'm driving the car and reaching your home, and you say to me, oh, take the right turn. By mistake, I take the left turn because mind is somewhere else. Foolishness. It is impulsive nature. I understand this clearly. It should be digested and assimilated into your head. Foolishness means that I don't apply the common sense. That is the second definition. of foolishness. Third definition, it is impulsive nature. It is habitual. I was watching some program in the maybe on the Discovery. They have collected the impulsive nature of the animals. So there was a big deer with a very long horns, perhaps where in some of our states, and there was a salon where the hair cutter was cutting the hair, and everything was relaxed and calm. The entire area in the front was made up of the glass. So that deer running from the forest area crossed the road and then hit the door. He broke the window pane. He entered and then he took a round and he broke another glass and he went out. Impulsive nature. How many times, how many times we think, speak, and act impulsively. Source of anxiety, fear, failure, and frustration. I'm talking about that. So the master says, don't you see the glass? You are not an animal. Wait, it's not an open space. Can you make deer understand? Common sense. Common sense and nonsense. Understand that clearly. Common sense, and how many times we apply the common sense, and how many times we apply the nonsense. Think.
Does a seeker still have, like, is the enlightened one someone that will never feel anxiety, or someone that feels anxiety but then lets it go right away?
Yes, second answer is true because anxiety is caused by the impulsive and the instinct. So if the impulse and the instinct dies in any living being, they are just like a dead people.
Okay.
Oh, the snake is there. Ah, my impulse should alarm me. It should alarm me. But after alarming, I have no fear. I know how to tackle this.
So
Why?
it's not the fact that, like, speaking for yourself, that, like, you still feel emotions, but you don't fall into ignorance.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. No, but what happens because repeatedly we are falling into delusion because of the impurity of the mind. So, to a non seeker, to a worldly person, he has no other option but to react like an animal.
Yeah.
But we have a clarity, 100% clarity. They want to listen more. We use these impulses and emotions to motivate and inspire people. We shed our tears also. Why you are not doing it? We use them. So what happens to a non-seeker? These impulses uses them. We use them. We use them, we play with them. whether any negative impulses. It's a play and a fun for us. Oh, we can shout to influence and inspire for good reason. We don't shout to meet our expectations.
Mm.
I asked my master that, don't you become, no, I become angry. Why shouldn't I become angry? Why shouldn't I? I said, that is what I am made to understand. So my son was quite young in those days, but he was so much committed, devoted. He worshipped my master, meditated. He was more obsessed or possessed by his presence than me. So we were staying in the Himalayas at the height of 12,000 feet above the sea level, snow. So just another two, I would say 6 or 7 miles, there is a Ganges glacier. In that glacier, there is a blue lotus. So we all heard it is also written in as a symbolic way, symbolism, that those who offer the blue lotus to the guru or the teacher, their all the sins will be removed. Without telling us, any one of us, from the monastery, you have to walk. There is no other way. It's a dangerous. The bears are there, the tiger is there, a lot of. He went there, he brought the blue lotus. It took him 2 days. And my master was, I could see he was just showing his anger and reaction. And he called me. He said, "You have not to say anything. I will deal." I said, "Yes, master. Yeah, I need not to worry about it."
Hmm.
We complained to the police station because we thought something happened to him. That guy is living in LA. I'm talking about that guy. So he came and he just thumped up his stick, long stick, onto the floor. "Wow, there you go!" And we could see that his face is full of anger. But he already told me that you need not to say anything. I will deal. So I got the feel that he is just acting. Until he touched his feet and he offered it and he said sorry. And then the next moment he said, "Oh, you might be hungry. Go to the kitchen and eat the food." So when you are angry, you cannot say that. Your mind cannot shift so easily. So he was playing the game. He uses the anger to teach a good lesson to someone that without information you have gone. That is wrong.
Yeah.
So first time I recognized that, oh, that is also possible.
Hmm.
So you play anger, you play emotion to get the things done, not because your impure mind says, but because your pure mind says that this should be done in order to change. Think of this. So the three words are three messages that we will understand in detail again. First is recognize and realize the real self. Okay. So I created an acronym because of this. O foolishness. So here the foolishness, W and A, withdraw and abolish. Use the common sense. And then reach to R, relax and calm. Embody the true self. Why to embody the true self? The third message the master says. Why the hell you are living into anxiety, fear, duality, stress all the time for so many hours and days and weeks and the months? Do you still want to live? So he is not advising to commit suicide. He is saying that recognize, drop the foolishness. Life is going to be beautiful. But he has written hardly 31 or 32 verses, but every verse hits so deeply if one is a seeker. And the more you understand, more you contemplate and reflect, I can promise you on behalf of this text, the teaching of this master, that every day you lie down on the bed and you say, okay, mind, now the time to sleep. When you're going to wake up in the morning at 4, you will definitely wake up at 4, totally relaxed and calm. Oh, this situation, can you deal with this situation minus fear and frustration? Answer is yes, because you have removed all the delusions. That powerful is this teaching of the master. He has written many texts, but I feel that this text is unique. This text is unique. That is what we are going to study and understand and change our life. You had a complaint that you don't allow me to question, so now you can ask any question.
No. Well, I mean, I've been having these, like, I texted you last night about past impressions, and I had
Yeah.
that great epiphany, which felt really good. This is more like, this is a question on like control. Some people have this theory that like they have control of their lives and others don't. Does the wisdom say talk about anything like of control? Like am I actually in control of anything, or is the universe like, is if I think I'm in control, is that ignorance?
It is not a control because ultimately the ignorance do not exist. Ignorance exists in delusion.
Okay.
Ignorance, you like a mirage water. You go and search the mirage water. As you approach near, the water is not there.
Yeah.
So delusion is not there. So I have to only understand and become aware that very fear is not there, that frustration is not there, that anxiety is not there. So only when it is not there, what you need to control.
Yeah.
So yes, in the beginning, when we use the word, yes, control, we can say that, yes, it means you are a seeker following the path, and ultimately you will realize there is nothing to control.
Mm.
Do I need to control the moonlight? No. There is no moonlight as such. It is only the sunlight.
Okay.
You see, do I need to control the wave? No. Let me change the direction of the water. The waves do not exist now. That needs to be understood. So,
I see.
understanding, common sense, awareness is all required.
All right. Thank you, Girish.
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week.